जयधारी माँ। हर जीवन अनेक प्रकार के रंगों से भरा हुआ है। बातचीत वही रंग बांटेगी आप सबके साथ। हम सब एक हैं, बस सोच अलग अलग है। बटोर लीजिए उन रंगों को, जो भी आप चाहें इस बातचीत से, और ढाल लीजिए अपनी सोच में। यही मकसद है इस बातचीत का। आइए मिल
ईशा, मम्मी आप आए, वी विल स्टार्ट द प्रोग्राम।
Go ahead, bete. Please go ahead. Jai Dhari Ma.
जय धारी माँ मम्मी, जय धारी माँ।
With my blessing day of your motherhood, you became a mother on this day. My blessing.
जी जी, जय धारी माँ टू एवरीवन, ऑल। आप सबको बहुत सारा प्यार, स्नेह, नमस्ते। जो बच्चे हमें ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं उनको बिग वार्म हग। योर आई होप आपके लिए है। I offer Baatcheet at Ma's feet. I offer Baatcheet at my Dhari Ma's feet. Mommy, you are the foundation of Baatcheet. क्योंकि आपने अपनी जर्नी में इतना स्नेह बांटा है और इतना बटोरा है, आपने इतनी दुआएं ली हैं, ये उसका नतीजा है, ये आपकी गुडविल है, ये आपका स्नेह है, that we have come together today. My प्रणाम to you. और एक बच्चे का ये बहुत सौभाग्य होता है, चाहे उम्र कोई भी हो, कि उसको इतनी पवित्र लेगेसी मिले। से बड़ा कुछ के लिए उसके आंचल में आ नहीं सकता। थैंक यू। आपने और अब्बू ने मुझे जो लेगेसी दी है, मैं कोशिश करूंगी, पूरी कोशिश करूंगी अपनी धारी माँ के चरणों में रह कि मैं उसको आगे बढ़ाऊं, मेरे से कोई गलती ना हो। प्रणाम। क्यों बातचीत? क्या है बातचीत? हमारी डेमोन्स्ट्रेटिव लर्निंग का एक इंटेग्रल हिस्सा होगा। हर महीने हम एक प्यारे से अतिथि से मिलेंगे, उनकी जिंदगी को पहचानेंगे। अगर मेरे पास डेमोन्स्ट्रेटिव लर्निंग का शब्द ना हो तो मैं इसको ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव लर्निंग बोलूंगी। कोई भी चीज जो आपको इग्नाइट करती है, आपके अंदर को जगाती है, आपको इंस्पायर करती है, थॉट प्रोवोकिंग होती है, आपको सोचने पे मजबूर करती है, आपको अंदर झांकने पे मजबूर करती है, वही आपको प्रेरणा देती है और आगे बढ़ने की शक्ति देती है। यही मकसद है इस बातचीत का, और ये डेमोन्स्ट्रेटिव लर्निंग का एक इंटेग्रल हिस्सा होगा। मेरे लिए आज एक बहुत स्पेशल दिन है। आई वॉज ब्लेस्ड, और एक नन्ही सी जान मेरे आंचल में आई। वो आज भी मेरी जान है, जिंदगी भर रहेगी। ये उसके लिए है। आई सेलिब्रेट मदरहुड टुडे। मैं बहुत भावुक इंसान हूँ। ये दिन मेरे लिए 19 जुलाई इसलिए चुना, एंड मेरी मम्मी ने मुझे आशीर्वाद दिया कि हम ये दिन चुन सकते हैं। तो माँ की कृपा से हमने ये दिन चुना। सुधा आंटी की प्रेजेंस मेरे लिए बहुत शुभ है। मेरी हर नई शुरुआत का वो हिस्सा बनती है, मुझे स्नेह देती हैं, मुझे प्यार देती हैं, इंस्पायर करती हैं। मैं दुआ करती हूँ बच्ची, हमारी बच्ची, जो बहुत प्यार से हमने उसको जन्म दिया, वो प्यार का एक अंश है। हमारी बच्ची मम्मी इंस्पिरेशन सीख करे और फिर अपनी खुद की पहचान बनाए। आइए, सुधा आंटी, जिनके लिए मेरे पास शब्द नहीं है, उनकी प्रशंसा में क्या बोलूं मैं। एक वीडियो देखते हैं। आइए। ईशा,
नमस्ते।
जय धारी आंटी, प्रणाम।
प्रणाम।
I touch your feet, प्रणाम।
I will do the Ashirwad from Zoom.
Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste, Kiran ji. Namaste. Namaste, Sudha ji.
Auntie, what a life, what a journey. You're a giver. You're only a giver. Mommy, I request you to say a few opening words for Auntie and give me agya to start the conversation.
बेटा, सुधा जी मेरे लिए भी प्रेरणा का स्रोत रही है शुरू से। इनकी सिंपलिसिटी, इनकी कमिटमेंट, इनकी सेंस ऑफ गिविंग बेमिसाल है बेटा। और इसलिए बहुत अच्छा किया कि आपने इनसे शुरुआत की। हर युवा, हर पुरुष, हर महिला, हर हिंदुस्तानी, हर व्यक्ति इनसे प्रेरणा ले सकता है। और जो आत्मनिर्भरता की आज बात करते हैं हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी, हमारी लीडरशिप, ये एक उदाहरण है कि कैसे आप कुछ नहीं भी होते हुए उसको कितना आप बड़ा कर सकते हैं, सिर्फ अपनी हिम्मत से, अपनी लगन से। सो बेटा, आपने इनसे शुरुआत की है। आई एम वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू यू कि आपने हमें मिलाया और सारे देश को इनसे मुलाकात करने का आज मौका दिया। बेटे, आई एम वेरी प्राउड ऑफ यू बेटे, दैट यू मेड सच अ ब्रिलियंट एंड द बेस्ट चॉइस। गो अहेड।
थैंक यू आंटी। आपके grandfather has played an integral part in your upbringing.
Yes.
और वो आपको बोलते थे, you must run your own marathon. Every human being must run his own marathon. और आप दोनों वो ही करते हो, आप अपनी मैराथन रन करते हो और सीधा देखकर आप अपनी मैराथन रन करते हो, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए। एंड आप अपनी आइडेंटिटी को होल्ड करते हो एंड अपनी मैराथन रन करते हो। प्लीज टॉक अबाउट दैट।
Saina, thank you very much for calling me for this, because this is a great opportunity for me to talk to youngsters and share my experiences. And thank you, Kiranji, that you are providing such a nice platform for me. I was brought up by my mother's father, who was a school teacher, and in a middle class family from a village. I did my medium of instruction was in Kannada up to 10th class, including physics, chemistry, mathematics. Everything was in Kannada. I could not write a simple paragraph of English when I was 16 years old because it was never taught to me. Then I had to learn a little bit of English, then go to college. And I found it very hard in college because the whole medium of instruction in college was English. Then I told my mother and my grandfather, how will I do? It's very hard for me. Then my mother told me, she was also a school teacher. She told me, Beta, learn by yourself. Language is a tool, and you read English textbooks now, English newspaper, and learn. And that's how I learned English and did my engineering. I always believe, this one shloka. My grandfather was a school teacher and he was a Sanskrit teacher. So he taught me this shloka in a very young age, which I did not understand until my husband became successful. He told why Krishna is respected. He says, Na Rukmini Vallabhaha, not because he is the husband of Rukmini, who is so good looking, a nice lady. Na Devaki Putraha, not because he is son of Devaki and Vasudeva, not because he is the father of Aniruddha Pitaha, not because he was the father of Aniruddha, Pradyumna, etc. Krishna Swayam Krishna. Krishna is by himself achieved what he wanted, and that's the reason Krishna is respected. And this is what I realized when Infosys was built. It became big. It is big. Infosys is a big company. It is doing well. My husband was a chairman at that time. But I said, that is all fine. But how do I define about myself? Narayan Murthy's wife? Yes, I am his wife. And something related to Infosys Foundation? Yes, I'm a chairman. But more than that, what I am is what I am. I may not achieve so much, but basically, I should identify myself with my own pluses, with my own minuses. I don't want to ride anybody's success. On that, I don't want to ride. I want to rather walk with my own success. However small it is, it doesn't matter. And that's the reason I kept my identity. Whatever I could do, I could write, I could do my social work, I can travel with for my work, all those things. I said, which gives me happiness, that I will do rather than sitting on somebody's success. This gave me a lot of confidence in life, lot of assurance that independent of anybody, you can do what you want. It also connected me to Indian poor people. Until that, I knew India has how many states, how many languages, Indian history. India means a good, well known in software, well connected with Bollywood, with the rest of the world. Everything was fine. But what my country lacks, what my country needs, I realized only with my foundation. When I worked for foundation, I'm working for it for the last 25 years. I met many poor people, many helpless people, many people who had talent but did not have any way to go up, and many people who were also lazy. All sorts of people I met. Then I said, what is my India is, I call my country is prosperous, not only GDP, etc., which I don't worry about that. I said, my country is prosperous when a child will get up to 12th class education and learn a skill to survive. A skill, it may be carpentry, it may be TV repair, it may be anything. A skill to survive. Good communication in his mother tongue and English. Because if the person has both of these two, and then he or she will have a lot more opportunity to be employed. It is not that I love English or anything. It is only because that language helps us to open to the economic doors of many areas. And of course, mother tongue, because mother tongue is the most important, which makes you what you are. There's a very famous saying when Vibhishana in Ramayana says, Rama, you don't go back. Ayodhya is a very small place. Look at Lanka, it's a huge place. And Swarna Lanka, there's so much gold, everything is there. You have won the war. You stay with Sita here only. He says, Vibhishana, everything is fine. But Janani Janma Bhumischa, Swargadapi Gariyasi. Mother tongue, motherland is more important than all these things. So we should never forget our mother tongue. And you must learn English because it gives you an opportunity to be employed, more employment. And I will call my country is prosperous when a child from the lower strata of the society can study without interruption up to 12th class, skill developed class, then learn both languages, and then eat 3 times a day, have 3 sets of clothes. Then I say my country is prosperous. Not that some people will make a lot of money. When there are a lot of boutiques, there are a lot of cinema theaters. No, for me, my index of my prosperity is this. And this is way how I learned this all philosophy I learned when I work with the poor people of my country.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful,
Thank you.
wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
Auntie, I take the same question to mummy. Mummy, आप तो नेशनल ड्यूटी पे हो 24 घंटे, 24 hours you are on national duty. आंटी ने जो बोला, love for motherland, love for mother tongue. Auntie loves Kannada. Auntie के लिए Kannada is her heart. And Kannada literature के लिए आंटी बहुत करते हैं. Kannada festivals के लिए, Kannada heritage के लिए आंटी बहुत करते हैं. It's her first love. Her nation is her first love. Giving is her first love. आप बताएं मम्मी, your marathon.
Beta, I know you have researched Sudha ma'am so much that you really know her inside out, because I've seen you ever since you chose to have Sudha ji as your first guest on the panel of Baatcheet. You've been researching her. You know her so well now that I'm so proud of you that you've imbibed her. You've imbibed her values, absorbing her. Beta, what is common between me and Sudha ji is that we both are self-driven. बेटे हम दोनों को किसी को कहना नहीं पड़ा क्या करना चाहिए, हमारा कर्तव्य क्या है. We both were self-driven. I am on a 24-hour job. My Indian police service is a 24-hour job. Indian administration is 24-hour. But I can choose not to be. I have a choice not to be. But I've chosen to be. But if you know, this is one habit, just as she's remembering her grandparents. I remember my mother, and she was your grandmother. What did mummy do? Mummy was a mother and so conscientious 24/7. Did mummy को किसी को कहना पड़ा था कि आप ऐसे करो? It's a spirit of being self-driven. जब आप self-driven होते हैं, चाहे आप स्टूडेंट हो, चाहे आप एम्प्लॉय हो, चाहे आप व्यक्ति हो, आपको किसी को कहना नहीं पड़ेगा आपका कर्तव्य क्या है, और कर्तव्य आपके लिए खुशी का रास्ता बन जाता है. सुधा जी के साथ यही हुआ बेटा. वो अपना कर्तव्य करती करती इतनी खुशी पाती हैं, खुशी देती हैं, खुशी बांटती हैं. स्पिरिट टू गेन फ्रॉम सुधा जी टुडे इज कि हम सेल्फ ड्रिवन कैसे रहें. आप स्टूडेंट हो या कुछ भी हो, तो अगर ये हो जाएगा, हिंदुस्तान नहीं दुनिया बदल जाएगी. दुनिया आज ऐसे परेशान नहीं होगी जैसे है, क्योंकि हम सबको कहना पड़ता है तुम्हारा कर्तव्य क्या है. लॉ एनफोर्स करना पड़ता है कि ट्रैफिक की कहना मानो, हाथ साफ करो आज कोविड में, डिस्टेंस रखो. फिर कहना नहीं पड़ेगा, वो खुद ही करेंगे. जब खुद करने लग जाएंगे तो वो नेशन बिल्डिंग उसी को कहते हैं. तो आज सुधा जी का सबसे बड़ा मैसेज यही है कि आप सेल्फ ड्रिवन हो, अपना खुद अपना पर्पस और अपना लक्ष्य और अपनी पहचान बनाएं. देखो कह रहे ना कि मैं सिर्फ मिस्टर नारायण मूर्ति की वाइफ के पहचान में नहीं रहना चाहती. मैंने अपनी पहचान बनाई, मैंने इन्फोसिस फाउंडेशन बनाया, और आज आज दोनों जने एक साइड ऑफ द सेम कॉइन बन गए, दोनों जने कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री बन गए. वो अपने एरिया में, इन्होंने अपनी पहचान बनाई. इस हिंदुस्तान ने इस फैमिली से एक फैमिली से दो गुना सीखी है. इन्फोसिस तो दुनिया भर में, और सुधा जी हमारे सारे देश भर में, और हम सबकी प्रेरणा. ये है मैसेज. इट्स सेल्फ ड्रिवन. जब स्वच्छता से करो.
और वो के बैकबोन है, वो के बैकबोन है. उन्होंने पहचान तो खुद की बनाई है, लेकिन वो सर के बैकबोन है।
और वो कहते हैं मिस
कहते हैं
कि मैं इनके बिना नहीं हो सकता था जो मैं बना।
नहीं, और वो कहते हैं
very generous to admit as a man that he
Yes.
owes everything to his wife. This
जी,
is generous.
See, nowadays, many youngsters say, "Oh, my husband doesn't give me time. We don't go for a movie. We don't have much time at home. My husband is always working." I tell them, what's your advice? I tell them, look, in my 40 years, 42 years of my married life, my husband, who was ordinary person before my marriage, he was actually unemployed sometime. Then he started this company. We did not have any connection, neither money. We never had any money. We had to take loan, nor caste, because we don't belong to any special class. Not any political. We were not from any political family. No influence in any way. Stand in a queue and get your ticket. In his lifetime, he built a company like Infosys, where about 2.5 lakhs, 3 lakhs people work today. It is number 2 in India. It is not a miracle. It is not like one of those jadoo. You touch this, it becomes sona. You touch this, it becomes diamond. And in one's lifetime, he could transform Bangalore, a sleeping city, into extremely computer-oriented Silicon Valley of India. How he could do all these things? In olden days, people used to say, husband went for a tapas. He sat in Himalayas. Then he took God's name. For 20, 30 years he did. Then one day God came and asked, what do you want? This is a message. My husband did a tapas for the last 30, 40 years. He did not bother, like, how your mom tells all the 24 by 7 on a national duty. 24 by 7, he was on Infosys duty. All the time. Think about Infosys, eat about Infosys, dream about Infosys, and go to Infosys. He never had any time to the family, and which I accepted it. Because when your husband wants to build Taj Mahal in a year something without any connection, you cannot say, no, you sit with me, let us do chapati together, let's go for a movie, go for a walk. No, you can't live like a normal person. A person who achieves, his personal life will be extremely abnormal. You should understand that. Then only your husband can achieve, or when wife can do very well, husband has to support, and that they can do well. I say behind every successful woman, there's an understanding man. Because if he expects daily duties for me, you cook and wait for me, and all those his expectation when I come from office, he should be at home. Most of the days I'm not there. 22, 23 days I travel. So please remember, when you want to follow your passion and achieve something in life, the only shortcut is work 24 by 7 all the time and follow your passion. Of course, family will suffer. In my case, I had my parents with me, and then I did part time when their children were small. And when they left home for their education, then I did full time and overtime. So I phased in such a way that as much as possible I can give time. And later, I took up full time only in 1996, not before that. So 1980 to 1996, I used to teach in a college 3 hours a day or 4 hours a day. So I became a teacher, and that helped me a lot in real life, because how to teach your children. So I used to drop them to school. I didn't have a driver also. Drop them to school, teach in a college, and come back and pick them up. And so my children never knew I was working. I did adjust that. But in 1996 onwards, I did full time, and 2000 onwards overtime. Now I don't have any time. All the time I'm think of Infosys Foundation, dream about it, like how my husband did. So all youngsters, I want to tell, if you want to achieve something in life, then you can't work between 9 and 5. There is no time limit. Like how Kiranji says, 24 by 7 if you work. And you can do. Otherwise, you will be one of those people who will work between 9 and 5, get salary between 9 and 5, live between 9 and 5, that kind, lead a normal life. You want to do anything extraordinary, you have to sacrifice. It may be family, it may be time, it may be your leisure, it may be your holiday. We have not taken a single holiday in 42 years. Because I feel, why to take holiday? When you are working, you are so happy. So every day is a holiday for me, actually. When I don't have work, I feel, why, how to spend that day? So I enjoy, it is not my work. I enjoy my holiday every day. And work is part of it, I feel.
Beautiful.
Nice. Yeah. Yes, I know.
Beta, your mic.
ईशा हैज टू वन। हाँ जी आंटी, आपने बहुत तपस्या की, सर ने तो की है, बहुत तपस्या की है, क्योंकि दिस इज व्हाट दीज आर माय फीलिंग्स। मैरिज एक बहुत सीक्रेट बॉन्ड होता है। मैरिज का मकसद ही होता है व्हेन टू लाइव्स बिकम वन, दे मर्ज, चिल्ड्रन कम, पूरी एक जनरेशन आगे आती है, हमारे एंसेस्टर्स हमारे पीछे जुड़ जाते हैं, दो परिवारों के पितृ जुड़ जाते हैं। इज टू एलिवेट ईच अदर, एक दूसरे की स्ट्रेंथ्स को लेकर उनको बढ़ाना, एक दूसरे के वीकनेसेस को अवेयर करना। यू ऑल्सो हैव टू बी अ मिरर टू ईच अदर। सो वो आपने किया है आंटी। यू सेल्फ, आपने बहुत सिंपल वे में बोला है ये, बट आई एज अ वुमन कि कई बारी खुद को भूलकर आपको अपने आप को देना पड़ता है। सो दैट्स, ये आपने किया है आंटी, ये सर के लिए किया है।
I don't know, because my maksad or my aim was so different. So I always would say, is it helping my maksad? No, then why worry? If it is affecting my passion, then only you have to choose the battles.
Yes.
Not everything is a battle. You have to choose the battle.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
which is going to affect my work, that only I will say no. The rest, what dress you wear, whom you call for dinner, none of them. Second thing, expectation in marriage, at least in my case, I always had less expectation. It was very less expectation because I knew my husband before my marriage, and I knew this fellow will leave a job any moment of time. So I should not depend on him. So I should be always aware. I should work so that whether he is working or not, still it should not affect our life. So my expectations were less, and my minimum, actually, I never dreamt of having own house. I said, okay, चलता है, rented house में रहेंगे, उसमें क्या फर्क पड़ता है? My father always lived in a government quarters. He was a government doctor. After his retirement, he was a very honest government doctor. After his retirement, he got his PF. Then he built a house. Then he bought a refrigerator. I said, okay, after my retirement or sometime when I have money, I will build. Oh, the day I'm married, I should have my own house. I never had such a dream. In Pune also, I stayed in a rented house. Then I bought one 2-bedroom flat with a loan, and that was the highest thing in my life, where we started our Infosys company. Then, we should have a car. No, actually, I had a scooter. I said, okay, I can drive a scooter. My husband cannot drive. So I said, okay, he can be a pillion rider. So my expectation was like materially not much. And again, you should understand that if you want to do anything big, you should not worry about small things. You should not worry about small things. Big things you should think. And only work towards that. Never compare yourself with somebody else. I have never done that. Oh, look at my neighbor's husband. He comes 5 o'clock home. You come at 10 o'clock in the night. No, don't compare. Comparison is the root cause of misery. Comparison is a root cause of misery. So, but I compete. I compete with whom? I compete with myself. What are my weaknesses? I had set of weaknesses last month. Have I improved on that? If I have whatever good qualities I have never bothered about it. Anyway, they are there. Suppose I have weaknesses on many things. So I compete with myself. Am I better than last month? Am I better than last year? Am I better than last week? Compete with yourself to be a better human being. Then compare yourself with someone else. Look at my sister. Don't even compare with your sisters. Your life is your life.
Yes.
Your marathon is your marathon.
Correct.
Your destination is your destination.
Correct.
You may be born out of the same parents, but everybody's ways are different. Everybody's destinations are different.
So much,
That kept always my mind very happy.
so much of inspiration.
Yes. आंटी, आपने ना वर्ड कभी जितना मैंने पढ़ा, आपने कभी भी ये वर्ड कोई भी इंटरव्यू में सैक्रिफाइस वर्ड आपने कभी यूज नहीं करा है। आप कभी मैंने कुछ सैक्रिफाइस करा है, जबकि आप हर मोमेंट सबको देते हो। दैट मीन्स हाउ सेल्फ अश्योर्ड यू आर। आपको खुद पे कितना भरोसा है आंटी।
I'm like your mom. I'm like your mom. I don't depend on somebody's laurel saying that, oh, Sudha Murty, you are great. It doesn't affect me. The same person may say, Sudha Murty, you are bad. It doesn't affect me. Let 100 people point out fingers at me saying that you are A, B, C. I said, according to them. But when I don't, if my mind says, my antaratma says, look, I have done something wrong, then only I'm aware. I feel bad. People will talk anything. Suppose I'm a chairperson of a foundation. When I don't give money, people say, what, Sudha Murty, Narayan Murty's wife. People have talked to me like that. Sudha मूर्ति को टैलेंट ही नहीं है, नारायण मूर्ति ने पैसा कमाया है और वो घर में बैठती है, वो चेक लेती है, इसके लिए उसका नाम हुआ है. बोल नहीं दो. Someone said Sudha Murty has some ghost writers. They will write her books and she gets the name. Let them. I will not even an iota. I feel bad. Let them tell, because that is उनका सोच ही ऐसा है. Okay, you can't change किसी और का सोच. Third, people always say, what is there? You don't require a brain in social work. So she's not an intelligent person. So she's in social work. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me. And if I don't give money, I have more enemies than my friends. Suppose I give money. Oh, she's so good. You know, she's another Mother Teresa. That's also wrong. I'm not Mother Teresa. So she's a missionary. She put her life into that. I am a person who has a family. I do work, but I'm not a Mother Teresa. I'm not Bhagwan Buddha. I'm an ordinary person. If you go on believing what others talk, then there is no end. Believe in yourself first. You believe in yourself. Look, I'm a human being. I'll make some errors. I will try to improve on my errors so that I will not do it again. I will control my tongue, because tongue is very important. If you talk something wrong once, you can't take it. Similarly, if you eat something more, you can't take it out. Tongue should be controlled in eating as well as in talking. So that's the reason people have never seen me getting upset. And most of the 99% of the time, I don't get upset, because somebody is upset. I look at them and I smile. I said, they can't even control their temper. But I do pseudo anger. No, if you have to do this one, otherwise I will do something else. But inside, I'll be cool. Control your mind. Keep it as calm as possible. Don't lose your courage in difficulty. Difficulties will come to everybody. Don't lose your courage.
That's right.
Okay?
That's
and that your mother has showed, your mother has done. And don't worry what people talk about you. People will talk either way. सीता को भी वो बोला, द्रौपदी को भी बोला, कृष्णा को रणछोड़ जी बोलते हैं, सबको बोलते हैं. So I'm an ordinary person. For me, they will talk more.
wonderful.
But in my inside, I always check that one. That's all, beta. That's the reason I have confidence.
Wonderful.
Confidence does not mean you're always successful. No. No. Confidence means knowing your negative points and knowing your limitation and try to improving it.
आंटी, मेरी आप दोनों के सामने तो कुछ भी बहुत छोटी हूँ.
नहीं, you learn it. Rome was not built in a day. I never became like that the day I was born. Keep your mind open. There is a saying in Kannada, 8th century, there is a poem written there. It says how a person become intelligent. Few of them we observe and learn. A few we read and learn. Few we listen and learn. Few by our own faults we learn. Few by our experience we learn. Like many riverlets join and together makes a river. We should get all these things from different channels and we should become like a river, which ultimately will join a sea. So it takes time to become like this. It takes time, but keep mind open.
Yes. और आपने जो सिखाया है कि खुद को देखना बहुत जरूरी है, खुद की स्ट्रेंथ्स.
Yes. आत्मावलोकन. In a good Hindi, आत्मावलोकन. Or it's
within. जी, look within. और जो
Pandemic is the best time now. You are not going out, so you can look within now.
look within. कुछ
Yeah.
चीजें शायद हम लोग इनोसेंट गलतियां करते हैं, कई बारी हम लोग नहीं समझते हालातों को, उन चीजों को भी देखना बहुत जरूरी है, आगे बढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है. बट वन थिंग आंटी, माय ड्राइविंग फोर्स इन अ वेरी सिंपल वे इज माय भक्ति. मैं इन चीजों से दूर भी रहती हूँ कई बार, जब आपने कहा कि लोगों से इतना प्रभावित नहीं होना चाहिए, बिकॉज आई नो माई लाइफ इज एट द डिवाइन फीट, चरणों में है. तो वो सिखाती है कि मान से भी ऊपर रहो और अपमान से भी ऊपर रहो. ना मान ना अपमान. यू रिमेन अनटच्ड बाय बोथ, बिकॉज तुम मेरे अधीन हो. मैंने तुम्हें देना है, तुमने मुझसे पाना है. आप both are untouched by that. आप लोग अवार्ड्स के लिए नहीं, आपको कुछ आप स्वीकार करते हैं रिकग्निशन और वो आगे दे देते हैं. कोई कुछ गलत करता है, आपको नहीं चुभता है, आप उसका कर्म उसको वापस दे देते हैं. आप मान और अपमान से दो लाइव्स, दो मदर फिगर्स मेरे सामने बैठे हैं जो मान और अपमान से कितने ऊपर है आंटी, और उसके लिए सदियां बीत जाती हैं टू रीच दैट स्टेज.
Daily effort.
आप मम्मी आप बोले उस पे.
Bete, can I switch on? It's a daily effort. Bete, what Sudha auntie is telling you is that it's a daily effort of a daily audit. It's like a minute-to-minute audit. As I said yesterday in another webinar, there is in life called B and D. In B and D, there's a B for birth and it's D for death. In between B and D, there is a C. What is that C? Between B and D, there is a C, B, C, D. What is that C? C is choices. C is choices. Between birth and death, it's all about choices you make every day. And what Sudha auntie is telling you is exercise the choice of self-audit, self-improvement, self-confidence, self-learning, self-building. That's exactly what she's saying. She's putting the onus on individual himself or herself कि ये तुम्हारा काम है constant growth करना, अपने आप को evolve करना emotionally, intellectually, knowledge-wise, skill-wise, as humanity. This is so. Between B and D, there is a C, and the C is choice. Birth and death में एक C बड़ी important है, and that's what she's at the moment harping on, that all life every day is a choice. Choices we make, choices of food, choices of reading, choices of action, choices of words. My words bhi kya? And as Sadhguru has also said, that we all absorb through our five senses what we choose to see, what we choose to eat, what we choose to listen, what we choose to touch, what we choose to feel. All your five senses are your choices. भगवान कृष्ण ने भी यही बोला था, 5 द्वार. ये 5 द्वार हैं जो आपको एक्सटर्नल में इंटरनल बनाते हैं, और इन 5 द्वारों से आपकी चॉइस है आप क्या देखना चाहते हैं. लेटेस्ट इंटरनेट में सुधा जी आप you will know it more. The latest highest percentage of searches on the internet is pornography. And even in the lockdown period, information and complaints we were receiving. Here, madam, please send us somebody at home. It's all lockdown. My father is only seeing blue films. What do we do? So in between is a choice. Some parents are responsible. They're educating their children. They're making them teach some very good basic education. They're upskilling them. They're working with them. And some parents some individuals are making the blunder of drinking away in the presence of the children, watching a blue film, and the children are helpless. The woman is helpless, and there's domestic violence. Lockdown all over the world, not only in India. All over the world, women are the biggest sufferers, because they have been unable to connect with the rest of the world outside. Who do they complain to on domestic violence? So between B and D, there is a C. If you remember that C, and C is not आज मैंने crime, आज मैं बहुत अच्छा कल crime करूं. तिहाड़ जेल में यही होता था. मेरे जेल के निवासी यही कहते थे, देश से मैडम हमने एक ही तो मर्डर किया. तो ऐसे एक ही काफी है. एक ही तो चोरी की मैडम, एक ही चोरी की. So that's the point with it. It's just B, between B and D, there's a C.
Very good.
And C is a choice.
Very good. Very nice. Very nice.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Next
Auntie, how do you remain? How do you and mummy both? आपको मैं देखती हूँ, you are all power. मम्मी को देखती हूँ, power. How do you remain so unaffected by the trappings of power? Power is not just a privilege; it's a responsibility. How do you remain so unaffected by power?
We want to hear from you.
The kind of power your mom has is different than the kind of power I have. I look at it, this power is useful to the society. It gives me much more happiness in that. Individually, what do I want? You tell me. 2 meals a day, and I am nearing 70. So, how much I will eat? How many saris I can wear? So, according to me, I feel the power of money, what I have, is meant for the society. And individually, I have realized because I saw death very in front of my eyes many times. For example, I was working in tsunami area. I saw so many children dying after, and bringing their bodies, all those things I have seen. I have seen in drought. I have worked in floods. I have realized this life is like your mom said, B and D. And it's such a short journey. What is this power? What I will do with that? Whom I should show it? It's all irrelevant, I feel. Because there is so much work we have to do in between B and D. So the power of money is power to give. I realize the power of money is power to give. Power to help people. Be generous. A generosity of few is hope for million. Individually, you really don't require this much money in real life. That is the reason in Kathopanishad, there is a shloka, he says, what happens when one has so much money? The answer is, if you don't do dana, then give away, then it will destroy your children, your family, later generation. You must have money. I don't say one should be Bhagwan Buddha. It is not possible. You must have enough money to live for your needs and not more than that. That means your need is different. For example, I say make 3 compartments, I always tell. One is A, how much money you need for yourself in old age, dawa, hospital, etc. So that you should not be economically dependent on anybody. B, you keep some money for your children because they should be comfortable. Even in Dharma Shastra says when you are doing dana, your family should not become beggars and you should do dana. It is adharma. Your family, which is dependent on you, and you should keep money for them. And then with their consent, you go to chapter C. The rest you should go to public life. And that is the way how I divided what I should do for myself, where I can do happily live, and then how much I can live for my or children, so they should not become dependent. C, then it goes to public. Now, what is this A, what is this B, what is this C compartment? Is left to individual. For somebody, 1 crore is enough. For somebody, 100 crore is not enough. For someone, 5 houses are enough. Somebody, 100 houses are not enough. So it's individually you have to decide that what I should do with my power. If the power goes to your head, it is like a nasha. If money nasha goes to your head, you behave like a monkey and donkey. So you should remember that the power you should allow, power should be within your feet, not on your head. Power should listen to you, not you listen to the power. The moment you start listening to the power, then you become arrogant, you become uncontrollable, you become unethical because you have power. So power should be controlled by you, not the other way. And that's the reason it has not affected me. Kiran will tell her own experience. No, Saina, I can't hear. You have to put your switch on. You're going to put your mic on. It's on mute.
Ji. Auntie, they say Mr. J.R.D. Tata said something to you.
Yeah.
जब आपने कि जॉब छोड़ने को डिसाइड किया था, उन्होंने आपको कुछ कहा था, वो बताइए।
Yeah. When I decided to leave telco, I was coming down, clearing all my arrears or whatever is there. Then I met JRD Tata, and he said, I felt like telling him, "Sir, I'm leaving telco." He said, "What?" He used to call me by my maiden name. My name was Kulkarni. "What, Kulkarni? You fought and came in, and you are leaving now." I said, "My husband is starting an adventure called Infosys." An adventure because we didn't have any money and we are doing the adventure only. So he needs my support and I want to leave. He said, Kulkarni, when you make a lot of money, tell me. I said, sir, I don't know whether he'll make money or not. My husband has some dreams of software, etc. We'll try to work. I don't think we'll ever make any money. He said, Kulkarni, never ever start any new thing with a diffidence. Start with confidence. We will be successful. And when you get money, please remember, society gives you so much man, so much of affection, so much, so many things, particularly gaurav, honor, all those things. So you are only the trustee of the excess money. It should go back to this. And the last time I saw him in flesh and blood, later I couldn't see. So when I became successful, I remembered and I went to House of Tatas and I met Ratan Tata and we went to his office and he asked me, Mrs. Murty, what do you want from our office? I told Sir, I want a photograph of J.R.D. Tata and Jamshedji Tata. Because I studied in Indian Institute of Science, which is the Tata Institute, and J.R.D. Tata in a blue suit, because this person changed my way of thinking in life. The money what you earn, very few people think that way. I realized in my 25 years of the public life, very few people think the moment money comes, they say, no, we have earned the money, we have the right to do. Yes, you have every right. But think of other people who do not have, and you don't require so much money to be happy in life. You really don't require. You require basic money, a basic house, a vehicle, a driver, all those things you do require because you're growing old. And second thing, I require help because if I have help at home, then I can do a lot more work. I can cook, I can clean the house, everything I can do. But if I spend 4 or 5 hours on that, I rather spend 5 hours on my work, sit in my office and make strategies. That is more important. So that's what I learned from House of Tata. This love your employees and give away excess, and which they have done much before us. Today, the father of philanthropy is House of Tatas, and whatever I learned, my alphabets there only. The entire credit should go to them. Whatever I'm doing, it is they who taught me how we should live with money.
बॉन्ड बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है आपको और मिस्टर JRD टाटा का बॉन्ड बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है.
Yes. My husband says I'm more loyal to House of Tata than Infosys, he says.
It comes through.
But I always am ever, I have a debt towards them. I am ever grateful to them. They taught me how one should be with money. Still simple, nice to everybody, use kind words, without asking, give money. Danam priyavak sahitam, give money with sweet tongue. Shraddha danam, believe in dana what you do. Ashraddha na danam. If you don't believe, don't do that. And don't do a damtora, I gave this much money here, there, hajar side. No. Give money and don't worry about it. That's Krishna Arpana, what you say.
Yes, it's all arpan to their feet.
Yeah.
Auntie, we are going to skip a section today, which was a 5 random questions. We'll skip that today because the conversation is going. It's found its own flow. So we're going to skip that.
But you should ask your mom. No, that answer I want to hear. How she said, very normal, with enormous government power, that is in police department. Okay, it's not easy.
Yes.
I want to hear.
Mummy, उससे पहले I'll just Isha को बोलना, when the clip has to be played, I'll let her know. So let it flow. Let the conversation flow.
Okay, done. What's your question, Sudhaji? What's your question?
With power, how you remain so simple? How it never took you up and down.
Sudhaji, you are yourself an answer. आपको सब मालूम है. आप और मैं थोड़ा काफी सिमिलर हैं. आप बड़ा सिमिलर है और ये राजनिवास, मुझे पता है हर चीज टेम्पररी है सुधा जी, कोई चीज परमानेंट नहीं है और कुछ चीज मेरी नहीं है। मैं सिर्फ अपने लिए अपना बन जाऊं, यही बहुत है। तो अगर भगवान ने मुझे तंदुरुस्ती दी है तो उसने मुझे सब कुछ दे दिया है, और ये तंदुरुस्ती सेवा के लिए है, अपना चीजों को एक्वायर करने के लिए नहीं है। इसलिए मेरा कुछ भी नहीं है। जैसे मुझे राजनिवास मिला, मैंने इसको बिल्कुल एक कमरा अपना समझा है, और एक मेरी दफ्तर है और मेरा बेड है, बाकी चीजों मेरी नहीं है। मतलब मैंने किसी चीज को अपना नहीं समझा, इसको पब्लिक ट्रस्ट बना के इसको काम चला रही हूँ। Because I know I am here for a limited time. It does not belong to me. It belongs to the people of Puducherry. इसलिए राजनिवास भी हमने एक एक इंच इसका खोला है पब्लिक के लिए, पब्लिक के लिए समय मिलने के लिए, पब्लिक का कनेक्टेड है। सो इट्स एब्सोल्युटली फॉर चिल्ड्रन। कई बार आपको पता है सुधा जी, आपको बड़ी खुशी होगी बिकॉज यू लव चिल्ड्रन ऑल्सो। जब बच्चे मेरे पास ओपन हाउस में यहाँ आते हैं तो बच्चे का बर्थडे अगर होता है तो उसको पता है मैं बर्थडे गिफ्ट क्या देती हूँ, उसको अपनी कुर्सी पे बैठाती हूँ।
they will, I think they will really enjoy it.
हाँ, उसको बैठा के उसकी फोटो खींचती हूँ और उसको फिर उसको गिफ्ट देती हूँ। और हमारे फोटोग्राफर है मनी कनंदन, वो बहुत सुंदर फोटोग्राफ लेते हैं, वो फोटो खींचते हैं और वो घर जाने से पहले बच्चे को उसकी फोटोग्राफ मिल जाती है।
Okay, that's a very nice gesture.
हाँ, बर्थडे प्रेजेंट। और उसको फिर ये कागज पेंसिल देते हैं कि इस टेबल पे ड्राइंग कर, और ड्राइंग करके अपने साथ ले जा, ताकि तुझे याद हो लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर के ऑफिस में तुम बैठे थे, ये तुम्हारी कुर्सी भी है, क्योंकि तुम लायक बनोगे तो एक दिन तुम भी बन जाओगे ऐसी पोजीशन में, और ये ड्राइंग ले जाओ साथ में ताकि तुम्हें याद रहे। सो मेरा कुछ भी नहीं है। इसी लाइफ इज टेम्पररी, एज आई सेड, इट्स बिटवीन बी एंड डी। आई हैव ओनली अ टेम्पररी फेज। 70 साल की मैं भी हो गई, मुझे पता भी नहीं चला जीवन कितनी जल्दी बीत गया। और क्या मेरे पास रहा? मेरे पास तो वही रह रहा है जो मैंने अपने आप को पढ़ाया या सिखाया, और मेरा कुछ भी नहीं है। सो आई थिंक दैट्स अ बिलीफ आई ऑल्सो। आई डोंट पोजेस एनीथिंग, आई एम ओनली गिवन समथिंग to serve and deliver, and that's temporary. Something will come, something will go. इसलिए मुझे उस दिन क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था इंटरव्यू में कि इन एलजी की पोजीशन के बाद कहाँ? मैंने कहा मैं घर जाऊंगी, मैं वेट कर रही हूँ, मैं अपने घर कब जाऊंगी। आई विल गो बैक होम, बिकॉज ये मेरा होम नहीं है, ये मेरा एक जिम्मेवारी की जगह है जिसको मैं निभा रही हूँ 24 घंटे। सो मोमेंट यू रिमेन डिटैच्ड, तो आपको क्या है, आपको तो वही कपड़े थोड़े से चाहिए, और कोविड के बाद तो आपकी शॉपिंग और भी बंद हो गई।
That is true, that is true, that is true, that is true. Very nice, very nice.
आपने हमेशा अपनी कर्म भूमि को अपना घर बनाया है। आपने हमेशा अपनी कर्म भूमि को अपना घर बनाया है और अपनी कर्म भूमि को अपना तन मन धन दिया है।
वो मेरा नहीं है, मुझे मिला मैंने दे दिया। मैंने कहा तंदुरुस्ती है। इनफैक्ट आज मैं एक चीज पढ़ रही थी, मैं शेयर करती हूँ। व्हाट इज होलिस्टिक हेल्थ? होलिस्टिक हेल्थ इज फिजिकल, इमोशनल, इट इज फिजिकल, इमोशनल, मेंटल एंड स्पिरिचुअल। ये 4 कमरे हैं जीवन के, हर जीवन के 4 कमरे हैं। फिजिकल, मेंटल, इमोशनल एंड स्पिरिचुअल। इन 4 कमरों में हवा जरूर साफ रखो, इन विजिट करो। दिस इज सेड बाय रूमर गोडेन। रूमर गोडेन ने कहा दीज रूम्स मस्ट बी विजिटेड बाय यू एवरी डे, मेंटल, फिजिकल, इमोशनल एंड स्पिरिचुअल। कम से कम रह नहीं सकते वहां तो हवा जरूर रखो ताकि वो फ्रेश रहे चारों जगह। दिस इज व्हाट इज हेल्थ। मैं इन चारों कमरों को रोज हवा देती हूँ, मेरा कुछ नहीं है। So when you have the total health of these 4 rooms, you have it all. That's my way of living, Sudha ji. That is your way. That is also
आंटी, आप सोल सिस्टर्स हो, you both are the same age. आप 1950 हो, मम्मी 1949 है।
okay. मेरे से 1 साल आगे ज्यादा एक्सपीरियंस वाले हो।
Okay, thank you.
आंटी, मैं शाम को जब एक बहुत प्यारी सी प्रार्थना और आरती जब अर्पण करती हूँ मैया के चरणों में, तो उसमें एक लाइन आती है, आपका आप तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा। आंटी वो ही देते हैं और हम उसको आगे देते हैं। आप दोनों में सेंस ऑफ डूअरशिप कभी नहीं आई कि मैं ये दे रही हूँ, मैं ये कर रही हूँ। ये मैं आप दोनों में नहीं आती, कभी भी नहीं आई, एक लफ्ज में भी नहीं आई है, एक इंटरव्यू में नहीं आई है, एक यूट्यूब के इंटरव्यू में नहीं आई है। जब है ही नहीं तो आएगी कहाँ से आंटी? जब अंदर है ही नहीं तो आएगी कहाँ से? सो
इसमें हम लोग लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर में, सुधा जी आपको बड़ी खुशी होगी, वी कॉल इट टीम राजनिवास। वी डोंट कॉल इट राजनिवास, वी से टीम राजनिवास, जिसमें जो भी ऑफिसर्स हैं जो हम काम कर रहे हैं, हम लोग सिर्फ 7-8 अच्छे डायरेक्ट एंड इनडायरेक्ट इज जस्ट अ टीम। सो जब भी कोई प्रेसिडेंट विजिट होती है, द एंटायर टीम हैज अ फोटोग्राफ। वी हैड द प्रेसिडेंट विजिट last year. Anybody who served the president in any way is a part of the team Rajnivas. So there's a core team and there's an extended team. There is nothing called main. Everything is shared equally. So it is not main. It is we and us.
Very nice, very nice.
आप बताएं आंटी, आप तो सारा दिन मम्मी और आप देते हैं पर सेंस ऑफ इमोशन नहीं आने देते आप अपने में।
Because that's awareness.
Yes, that's who auntie is. Auntie, they say before we show you 2 very beautiful clips which are very close to your heart, they say pen is mightier than the sword. I see 2 personalities जिनके एक हाथ में पेन भी है और एक हाथ में स्वॉर्ड भी है। आप दोनों के हाथ में पेन है और स्वॉर्ड है। But we are here, we are going to talk about the pen. Where does your love for writing come from?
Well, from the childhood I used to write. For the last 40 years, I'm writing, publishing my books. It has nothing to do with Infosys, nothing to do with my foundation. But foundation has helped me to get more information, more reality of life, ground level. But I was always a writer, even in the school. I used to write a very good essay. And when I was a teenager, I used to write some, I used to write for the paper. It was always with me.
Ji, and 30 lakh copies. 30 lakh.
Yeah, 34 books I have written and 30 lakhs copies have been sold.
Yes.
Yeah, because they are real life experience. That's the reason people buy. You know, it is not a novel. It is, I do have written some novel, but the real life experience from Infosys Foundation, people love to read that. You know, that's the reason people books have been sold in all Indian languages that have been translated.
और आपने एक इंटरव्यू में बोला, आंटी मेरे पास तो ये क्वेश्चंस नहीं खत्म होंगे, तो मेरे को ये 2 चीजें शेयर। आपने एक इंटरव्यू में बोला that you want your books to be so simple and so
you don't require to use the dictionary.
Yes, and अगर कोई कुकिंग भी कर रहा है तो वो कुकिंग करते करते आपकी बुक पढ़ सकता है।
Yeah. Well, you can hold like this and still you can cook. The reason is, I don't come from elite English classes. I come from a simple, probably a Dehati class, I suppose, and learned English. And I feel people like me, there are many people are like me in this country, whose middle class value systems are there. And yeah, the time is up, I suppose. So,
no, auntie, we'll take 10 minutes extra. It's okay. We have a provision for 10 minutes.
Okay. So I always write for those people who come from that kind of a background, and most people come from that background and they read simple English. Yeah.
Ji.
Okay. Yeah. It's almost 1 o'clock.
I think we have 1:10, 1:15 that we'll be able to. This is too precious to us. We've got 10 minutes. You have, auntie. You have. Sorry, you have 10 minutes.
No problem.
Thank you, Mama. You will be able to. Ji, 10 minutes, Mummy.
No, Betty, I'm fine. Except that you've got some wonderful questions to ask, which I'm also curious to know. Would you like to ask wonderful questions? I'm waiting.
मैं पूछती हूँ, मैं ये दे दो पेपर्स, मैं आंटी को
listed out.
मैं आप सबको एक और बात पूछती हूँ. How did auntie's love for library start? आंटी, आपके ग्रैंडफादर, ये बहुत ब्यूटीफुल बात है, आपके ग्रैंडफादर 72 के थे, आप 12 साल के थे. Your gentle hand touched his hand and you made a promise to him. He took a promise from you then that you will give books.
1962. It was in 1962. He took my hand and said, Better when you grow up and if you have more money, your love for books is so much, at least you should supply books for at least one library. And that I never understood what it is. But when I had money, I realized it. Then we made 60,000 libraries.
Yes,
Lovely.
that's where it came from, Mama. That time, you took a promise. बड़ों को पता होता है.
Yeah, a promise is a promise, I told him.
Yes.
बड़ों को पता होता है. अच्छा, Auntie, I think Mommy is keen on a lot of youngsters are keen on this. हम लोग कुछ questions gather करें from our youngsters for some instant answers. I'm saying them to you. What's one thing you still have from your childhood?
Material or habit?
Anything. Emotion. Anything.
Habit is reading. From the beginning,
Yes.
I was a avid reader, and even now, without reading, I can't sleep. Well, even though you have internet, everything, but still, I have to read, book. That I have not changed.
Very nice.
That is always with me. Material-wise, maybe my grandmother's earring or something I have kept.
Oh, lovely. So
Oh, lovely.
My grandmother's earrings I have kept.
So lovely.
Because, I was very close to her, and it means a lot to me.
Yes, so
Materially,
lovely.
okay.
lovely answer.
So my grandmother's name was Krishna. So my granddaughter's name is also Krishna.
Okay.
So I have told my Krishna that I will give these earrings after me to you. Okay?
Oh, right.
So Krishna to Krishna, I have told her. Otherwise, that is remaining with me. Huh.
Auntie, one advice you would give your 22-year-old self.
22 years old self. 20 when I was 22, probably I used to assume everyone is very good in life. There is no bad element at all. Now I say the life is full of very good people, bad people, neutral people. At 22, I never ever thought somebody could be bad. Somebody could be cunning. Somebody could be cunning. Somebody could be politically motivated. Somebody could be selfish and taking advantage. I never ever thought. But now I gauge people. What is their, what do I get into that? That I never realized when I was at 20.
Lovely.
Sit now, Auntie. G, one has to sense that. Auntie, what's the first thing you do in the morning when you get up?
Drink water and do yoga.
Yes. Lovely.
Lovely.
Okay.
And sir does yoga? Sir does yoga?
No. I do yoga for an hour of walk.
Oh, wow.
I do 2 hours.
Walk and yoga.
I do yoga. Yeah.
Auntie, and how do you unwind or relax?
Well, I read, I see movie, particularly I enjoy old movies. Like yesterday, I was seeing Naudo Gyara Taxi, that is a Devanand and Kalpana Karthik movie.
Yes.
Aankhon mein kya ji rupela badal. I enjoy movies.
और अगर आप कहते हो कि अगर आप ये इतना सारा कुछ नहीं कर रहे होते तो आप मूवी
I have been a film journalist. Yes, I know. I enjoy movies.
और आप उनपे ऐसे मूवीज पे ऐसे भी लिखते हो आंटी?
Yeah, I always, when I see a movie, I will rate it in my own way. How was the editing? Because I'm so much used to movies, so I can make out editing, how was the dialogue delivery, how was the music, background music, all those things, Once I was a judge, actually, on some movie channel. Then I took so much time, and they said, none of the movies what you are given deserve any award. They said, ma'am, you can't do like that. I said, no, they are not up to my mark.
Auntie, and what's your key strength?
Accept the reality. Accept the reality. Don't live in as it is. Don't live in imaginary world.
Part of these answers.
Okay, don't live in your dreams. If you go on dreaming and not performing, then you're a daydreamer. If you go on doing everyday work and don't dream, then you'll never be great. But accept realities, and everything is not in our control. Some things are in our control, some things are not in our control. which are not in like a disease. Disease is not in our control. You can give medicine and you can be all right for some time, but disease will not be like listen to you. So there are some areas which are beyond your control. Accept it. Accept
Yes.
it. And then the moment you accept it, your mind will be cool. And some areas you cannot accept it. For example, I can study well, I can work hard. No, I can say, no, I'm tired. I said, okay, so what? You are tired. Drink a glass of water, work more. Those
Yes.
things I will not accept. But disease, I accept. With age, I have learned disease you cannot change.
Yes.
You have to accept.
Yes.
It is for the body, not for you. It is for the body, not for you. Accept it.
Oh, so brilliant. So brilliant.
And
Yes.
don't feel, in 2nd century AD, people used to believe, you do something wrong, then you get disease. I don't believe in that. But of 2nd century AD, people used to connect your work and disease. Disease is meant for human beings. I believe in it. Disease means it will come to human beings. Okay, why I got it? What? Many things you get it. So disease and your work are not connected. Okay, that I learned from reading history of the medicine. History of the medicine I learned. Disease are not nothing to do with what you work, what you think. It's a part of human race. Accept it. Try to get the treatment to your level best. After that, if you can't, fine, this is part of my life. Still, I can be happy. The moment you accept the most difficult things, then life will be happy.
जी,
That I
जी.
realized. And
आपकी
particularly,
संकल्प शक्ति, yes, संकल्प
yes,
शक्ति is strong.
yeah, there's no point in fighting against the wind.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Tell
Auntie,
me.
mummy का कहना माना, otherwise we would have missed out these questions. Mummy,
Son has something interesting.
yes, Rohan has something to say. Auntie, there's a surprise.
Is it?
Yes.
What would be a surprise for me?
Surprise for me too. Let's see.
Let's see. What could be the surprise? My dog Gopi, anything you are showing?
I said it.
Gopi is my surprise.
No,
Gopi is my Jan.
Gopi is also there.
Gopi is my Jan. I always say.
Isha, what are we playing first for Auntie? Rohan has
So, my widow,
I never expected Rohan.
I'm greatly influenced by her in so many regards. I think my own approach to many things in life, whether it is a desire to learn or to read or to be informed, to attempt to be more positive, come directly from my mother. My mother has been my first and most influential mathematics teacher. My love for mathematics comes almost directly from her. My love for computer science comes almost directly from my mother. I have so many memories of being in middle school and spending endless hours with my mother on mathematics or on computer science topics and learning from her. My love for history, for reading, all of these come from my mother. In fact, the most sort of defining trait, I think she has a couple of defining traits. So one of which is I don't know of another person who's been as keen and as hungry to learn as my mother does. And it doesn't matter any topic. I feel she can, not I feel, I witnessed rather, she can sit down with anybody from any walk of life and she can talk to them about anything, and she'll always be interested in them, about their life, their story, what have they experienced, what have they learned, and she'll find value and meaning in it, and she'll also, as a result, make the other person feel valued. And I think as I've grown up more and more, I've realized there are aspects of myself that resemble my mother in these ways, in the sense that I too want to learn all the time. There's nothing I don't want to, not learn from. There's nothing I don't want to read. So on. I think a lot of these things come from my formative years. I also think my mom's an incredibly brave and gutsy woman, and I have great regard and respect for all people who can be like that. Of course, I think everybody knows her stories, whether it's at the Tatas or in her college and to various other things. But it's those same traits of being courageous and being very supportive and being and literally being the backbone of any difficult situation. That has been a very positive example for me. I'm very certain, again, as one grows older, you start reflecting about your own life, your parents, the way you grow up, and so on. And I'm very certain that my father would not have done pretty much anything had it not been for my mother's courage. People often think my father is a very courageous man, which of course I think he is. But all of that courage has to have an insurance policy or an underwritten sort of guarantee to it, and that is my mother's courage, and my mother's
Really
influence.
nice.
And it is many friends of mine remark as to when they, or my wife even, she says, look, whenever we all eat dinner at home in your house, your parents and you, the topic of discussion is always unusual. It's always how your mother read this book about history from 1,000 years ago or 800 years ago, 500 years ago, or this piece of literature or this technical topic and so on. And so there's a very sort of academic mindset in our house. I think both my parents share that, but it's certainly championed by my mother as well. And so, and then finally, among many other things, I think, the fact that she genuinely cares for people, she can connect with people, and she has a purpose that is larger than herself or her family.
Purpose is larger than herself.
Again, as I grow older, I wish to learn more of and to emulate more of. And so for these reasons, among many others.
Fantastic.
I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that one is rumor coming there. Second thing is, he's talking about me like this. I never knew that. The child will talk about mother. I thought, oh, my mother is one movie buff. I thought he will talk.
And Auntie Sir is going to be most happy hearing this.
Yeah, I will take this clip and I want to show it to
Yes, he will be most happy. He will be most happy. सब सफल हो गया आंटी, ये सुन के सब सफल हो गया.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a real surprise.
I can feel your happiness.
It's a real surprise to me. Yeah, it's a real surprise. It's like a real bonus to me because when the children tell about you.
Yes, सफल हो गया सब कुछ.
Thank you, thank you.
आंटी, अच्छा एक और आपकी जान.
मेरी जान. मेरी जान. Sunday to Sunday. That's all. My jaan. I just love him.
Yes.
Beautiful. Your heart space. Another great one.
This is your heart space. And Gopi released the book Gopi Diaries. He removed the ribbon.
Fantastic. Lovely.
Very nice.
Auntie,
so, talking about his mother, which I've never heard the first time. Second, my Gopi coming there and showing all his different moods.
We love you.
A lot.
We adore you, Auntie.
Yeah. Oh, Gopi is I told you, no, Gopi is my Jan. So, really a great patient, Kiran. I learned a lot from you. And, it's nice. I felt I'm really lucky to have a nice session like this.
So much. Thank you so much. You loved my child, my daughter. You blessed her. So grateful to you. You accepted her invite from the first call we made to you. So grateful to you. The whole team of demonstrative learning is very grateful. There's a big team. Unacademy is also grateful because we both have joined hands to make this possible. Both Unacademy and the entire team of demonstrative learning. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Saina, God bless you.
Thank you, Auntie. Pranam.
Yeah. And bless your daughter also on her birthday. Yes. May God bless her in all good things in life.
Thank you.
Okay, Kiranji. Namaste.
Mama, auntie, there's a memento for you. There's a memento for you. Mommy,
Oh my
memento.
God. Okay.
That's your
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Pranam. Thank you.
Enjoy the session. Enjoy.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Okay.
Pranam.
Thank
Pranam.
you. Okay. Bye.
Bye, auntie. Pranam.
Thank
Mommy, thank you. And thank you for getting that special session. वो नहीं तो रह जाता. अब हम यही संपन्न करते हैं बातचीत को.
You had to press.
हाँ जी, मुझे बोल याद आ रहे हैं.
You had to
जोत
press.
से जोत जगाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो. ये करेगा बातचीत. मिलेंगे
Yes,
अगले महीने आपको एक और नए अतिथि के साथ. अतिथि देवो भव. जय धारी माँ. थैंक यू टू द ऑडियंस. थैंक यू आप सबको जुड़ने के लिए. थैंक यू. प्रणाम. थैंक यू. जय धारी माँ.
Closure properly.
यस, हम संपन्न करते हैं.
Lovely. I love the music behind it. Beautiful.